There is a problem with your tools. They cost way too much, and now we're finding out why. So Stanley Black Decker is the parent company for a bunch of tool brands, including DeWalt and Craftsman. And they just announced for the third time in the past few years that they plan to raise their tool prices. The main reason cited for the price increases in the past was tariffs. But here's the thing, they just collected a $118 million tariff refund check from the US government. And you won't believe what they're using that money for. Added to that, they're closing factories in the US, including their last factory in the city where their headquarters is located, New Britain, Connecticut. The crazy thing is that they've had a factory in that town going all the way back to 1843, but not anymore. So they're closing plants, they're raising prices, and they're getting refunded for the tariffs they used to justify those price hikes in the first place. Something here doesn't add up, and so I went digging, and what I found is pretty crazy. So let's start with the factory closures, because this isn't just a one-off. In recent years, they've closed a plant in Fort Mill, South Carolina at a loss of 200 jobs. They closed another in Concord, North Carolina at a loss of 400 jobs. And then there's a most recent one, which was the factory at their headquarters in Connecticut. Now, I made a whole video about that one a few months back, and essentially, this factory made single-sided tape measures. As part of the closure announcement, they said that there was more demand today for double-sided tape measures, and so they were going to move all of the production to their double-sided tape measure plant in Thailand. Now, at the time, my question was, why can't they just retool the plant in Connecticut to make double-sided tape measures? It doesn't sound all that hard. But after I made that video, I talked to somebody in the know who basically told me that the equipment at that plant was ancient. And so it wasn't just a matter of making small changes, but they would have to spend millions to upgrade all of their equipment. And they clearly decided that it just wasn't worth it. And 300 people lost their jobs because of it. And that kind of illustrates the conundrum that we're in this country right now as it relates to manufacturing. It's expensive, not just to pay employees, but for equipment. It costs a lot of money to replace it, and in many cases, the return on the investment just isn't there. And that brings me to their Fort Worth, Texas Craftsman plant. Now, this one was interesting because they were trying to bring manufacturing back to the US, but ultimately it didn't work out, and they wasted tens of millions of dollars in the attempt. Now, I made another video about that one as well, and if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link for you. But basically, it was partially a problem of timing as it coincided with COVID and a lot of the logistics problems that took place back then. But it was also a problem with mismanagement, because even when they were able to get everything that they needed, they couldn't get things properly calibrated, and the quality of what they were producing was poor. And so they made a decision ultimately to shut it down and walk away. Now, here's the thing. I understand making a business decision in a single case, but what we're seeing here is a sustained multi-year retreat from US manufacturing at one of the most iconic American tool companies there is. They have chosen to stop investing and close those factories in the US in order to invest in factories overseas. And the crazy thing is now they're being rewarded for it. So how are they being rewarded for it? Well, I'm going to tell you, but before I get into that, I want to tell you about this video's sponsor, Hone Health. Now, as we get older, things change. Maybe you still feel tired after a full night's rest, or your workouts aren't quite hitting like they used to, or maybe you just don't feel as sharp or as driven as you once were. It happens to all of us, and that's where Hone Health can help. With Hone Health, it's simple. First, you get a blood draw at a nearby lab, which checks for 50 plus biomarkers, not just testosterone, but heart health, hormones, thyroid, and metabolic health. All the stuff that actually explains what's going on. Then a licensed physician gets on a call with you, walks you through your results, and helps you build a plan, which could include TRT, hair loss treatment, sexual health treatments, peptides, supplements, and more, subject to doctor approval. And then whatever you need is shipped right to your door. Now, to be clear, I'm not a doctor, I'm just sharing my experience, but Hone connects you with a real licensed physician who will walk you through the benefits and risks before you start anything. Their whole thing is simple. Get tested, get treated, and get results. So if you've been feeling off, this is your chance to find out what may be going on. Data like this can be invaluable in helping you live a healthier, fuller life. And tests are HSA and FSA eligible. Just follow the link in the description or the QR code on the screen, and you can get started for only $65. Thanks again to Hone Health for sponsoring the video. Now let's get back to it. Okay, so Stanley Black Decker is closing factories in the US. And as a result, they are now importing their products from their overseas factories. Now, to be fair, this thing has been going on for 40 plus years, and they're not the first ones to do it. And really, this illustrates the huge manufacturing problem that we have in this country. We simply don't build things in the US like we used to, especially tools. And it's putting us at risk strategically, and it's putting the economy at risk. And these companies don't really care about all that. They will do whatever's best for them. And in many cases, that means closing up shop here in the US and moving overseas. It's a huge problem that we have to deal with if we want to continue to have a thriving economy. So last year, in an attempt to deal with it, President Trump added tariffs to almost everything imported to the US. in an effort to make those foreign goods more expensive and therefore increase domestic manufacturing. Now, here's the thing. Tariffs are not inherently a bad thing, but in order for them to work, they need to be targeted and strategic. The problem here is that the tariffs that were put in place were neither targeted nor strategic. And added to that, the Supreme Court ruled earlier this year that the tariffs were unconstitutional. And so now all of the companies that imported goods and paid tariffs are able to apply to the government for refunds on the tariffs that they paid. And Stanley Black Decker got a check from the US government to the tune of $118 million. Here's the problem though. They used the tariffs as an excuse to raise prices. At the time, the CFO said that they were raising prices dollar for dollar to offset estimated tariff costs. But now they've received this big fat refund check. So are they going to lower their prices for their DeWalt drills and their Craftsman tools? No, they're not. In fact, they're contemplating future price increases. Here's what the CFO said in their most recent conference call at the end of July.
This temporary tariff tailwind, however, is still being offset by persistent inflationary pressures from battery metals, tungsten, oil, and oil derivatives. For 2026 guidance purposes, we expect these to neutralize each other. Given inflationary pressures remain persistent, it appears more likely than not a price increase will be necessary by 2027.
So they raised prices because of the tariffs and then got a fat refund. And now they're talking about future price increases because of inflation. But there's no talk about relief for their customers. So if they're not using that huge tariff refund check to stabilize their prices, what are they using it for? Well, here's what the CFO had to say, again, from their most recent call.
The bottom line is this: tariff refunds provide us with the flexibility to accelerate investment in our strategic growth priorities, and we have already started making such investments in the second quarter.
So they plan on investing those funds to grow their business. Now that may be a good thing from a business perspective, but that doesn't really benefit their customers at all. And then here is the smoking gun. In their quarterly 10Q filing, they also mentioned that a portion of the $118 million was partially offset by directly attributable costs for variable incentive compensation and growth investments impacting cost of sales and SG&A expenses. The key words there are variable incentive compensation. That basically means that they're holding some of that money in reserve to pay their executives bonuses at the end of the year. Added to that, another action that they took in the second quarter was to buy back stock. Now, to be fair, they sold one of their businesses and got a ton of money from that, and they used that money to pay down some debt and to do a stock buyback. But it doesn't change the fact that they had cash. They had cash that they are not using to provide the relief to their customers when they could. Instead, they're buying back stock, which benefits only their stockholders. So it's not an investment. It doesn't lead to new and innovative products. It doesn't provide any return for the business whatsoever. But what it does do is boost the stock price because each remaining share represents a larger ownership stake in the company since there are fewer shares outstanding. So it benefits only the remaining shareholders. So let's recap here. Stanley Black Decker is closing factories in the US. They're increasing their prices and using tariffs as an excuse while also receiving a $118 million tariff refund from us, the taxpayers. And then they're using their cash to pay executive bonuses and buy back their stock to benefit their shareholders. That is crazy. Now, here's something else to consider. While all of this sounds pretty bad, and it isn't an isolated case. There are tons of companies who are in the same boat. They imported goods, they paid tariffs, they increased their prices because of those tariffs, and now they're getting fat refund checks with no intention of passing on the savings to their customers. In fact, the only company that I've heard from that has any kind of plan to use their tariff refunds to stabilize their prices is Costco. Now, if you're aware of any other companies, be sure to leave a comment, but so far they're the only ones that I'm aware of that has any kind of plan to pass the tariff refund savings on to their customers. So what are we, the customer or the general public, supposed to do about all this? Well, honestly, there isn't a whole lot. But after the tariff refund was announced, a class action lawsuit was filed noting that Stanley Black Decker's strategy of increasing prices due to tariffs became an unfair windfall once they received the tariff refunds. Now, who knows if the court's going to agree and allow the lawsuit to move forward or if it will succeed if it does, but this is a very interesting case to watch because the same logic here could be applied to a whole host of other companies. Basically, we are being taken advantage of, both as customers and as taxpayers. And as a result, it's increasing the earnings for these companies, it's increasing inflation overall, and it just kind of sucks all around. So this will definitely be one to watch, and I'll keep you posted here as there are new developments. So if you like this video and you found it interesting, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Also be sure to send this video to somebody else who may find it interesting. And also leave me a comment and let me know what your thoughts are on this whole deal. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.